not establishing the run enough that they will want to stick with it. Well, they tried to stick with it, but it didn't work. It didn't set you up to win games. And what happened? My team goes, what was it, 9-7 and missed the playoffs.
No, your team went 8-8
8-8.
You wish they went 9-7.
I was thinking of it the last game. They beat Washington the last game just to get to 8-8.
Right.
Okay. So this year, he's all the way down to 65 yards a game. And obviously, you say, yeah, but you kept falling so far behind.
Right.
Well, in part, that was because he couldn't make a difference early enough in the game because he's still 5th in first down carries in the league, which is still pretty high.
Right.
And he's going nowhere slowly because he's clear down at ranking 35th.
Well, Skip, this year, you got Andy Dalton, you got DiNucci, and you got Cooper Rush or whomever. What do you think you're going to do on first down? You think you're going to let those guys throw the ball on first down, or I think you're going to turn around and hand it to Zeke on first down? Which one you think I'm thinking if I'm a defensive coordinator? You not let those guys throw the ball on first down, Skip.
Would you believe that Ezekiel Elliott still has the 4th most carries in the whole league this year?
Yeah, I can believe it.
Okay, the 4th most. Okay, well, is that trying to make 21 the bell cow?
Well, what we saw, Skip, even when they were behind against the Falcons, they were behind against Seattle, they were still giving him his carries. They just didn't want the defense to just pin their ears back and just blatantly disregard the run. So they were still trying to give it to him. But Skip, since Dak has been out, that number, you said he's averaging 65 yards, it's gone down to 52 yards per game since Dak's absence. It's gone down from 3.9 to 3.7 per carry.
That is true.
So it's going even worse. And it's going to get even worse unless your quarterback can play, Skip. You got to get some linemen that can play. All of a sudden, you're going to have to get you about another 1 or 2 Zach Martins. Because if you don't, Skip, Zach Martin is the only guy you got. And when you get positive yards, you're running it to his side. You go to the left, ain't nothing happening over there. Cam Fleming and your guy Connor Williams, ain't nothing popping on that side. So don't even go over there. You better stay behind Zach Martin and whoever the right tackle is.
And once again, as I tell you again and again, you know the Shanahans as well as anybody. Tonight on display will be Kyle Shanahan down to his 4th string running back. Watch how creative their run game gets. It's a lot of bells and whistles. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors, but that's all for the good because he gets people loose. And Dallas has never had any creativity to it. It's just give it to Zeke and let him try to bang through a hole.
Well, Skip, when you have 3 first, I mean, think about it now. You only have 5 offensive linemen. When you get 3 of them to make first team All-Pro, they're basically saying you have 3 of the top 3 linemen that rank, how many teams? 32 teams, so over 155 offensive linemen. You got 3 of the best. Of 155. So, Skip, I ain't got to get creative. I just turn around and hand you the ball because I got the 3 best offensive linemen in football.
Okay. So here are the most telling numbers to me. 20-plus yard runs. When he was a rookie, he had 14 of them. It's pretty great. Then it fell to 11 the second year. Then we fell all the way to 2019. Well, I'm not counting 2017 because Murray got suspended. So it's actually 11 in 2018, and then it fell to 4 last year in 2019. Only 4 20-plus yard runs.
You have not 1?
1. You got 1. So he'd be projected, if you do 8 more games, he'd have 2. Okay, what does that tell you? It's not that guy anymore. And Shannon, I had to sit yesterday watching him do his weekly interview, and what was he talking about? What was his new mantra? I got to keep chopping wood. And I'm thinking, this is my guy. This is this guy. Chopping wood? From eat, Zeke, eat to I got to keep chopping wood. Well, that's just straight blue collar. That's not cowboy blue. You know that. Come on, what are you talking about?
And you see, and the thing is, you don't look at Zeke as that kind of a guy. You want Zeke to be explosive. See, the thing is,
breaker.
Zeke, but Skip, if you really think about it, Zeke has never had the runs like Derrick Henry. We look at Derrick Henry, and it seems like every time I turn around, he's going 90.
Loose. Yeah, because he weighs, you think 250 or 60. 260. And he can fly. And he breaks through the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden, he has another gear. Where he's outrunning, he'll outrun all the linebackers for sure. And he will make it hard on the DBs because they'll come up to challenge and they're going to get this in the face, right? Okay, well, I should have gone back and counted how many 20-plus yard runs he has last year and this year, because it would be a ton.
Yeah. He got because Skip, I mean, you think about it. He's already got I mean, you think about how many long runs that he has. I think he has like 10, 50-plus yard runs, and he's only been in the league, what, 4 years?
Yep.
So that's saying 50-yard touchdown runs on runs and pass catching. But when I look at Zeke, Skip, I never thought Zeke was going to be in NFL what he was in college, for the simple fact, Skip, I just thought that Ohio State was so good, Skip. Those teams, when you look at those teams with those Bosa and all those defensive players and all those offensive skill guys they got, if he goes somewhere, and Dallas had an offensive line that was perfect for him. But what happened is, Skip, those guys started getting old, because they've been banging for a while. Because remember, they had DeMarco Murray. He led the league in rushing. So they've been banging for a while. And at some point in time, you see Tyron Smith starting to break down, Skip. It's his back, his knees, his shoulders. Zach Martin knees. Travis Frederick had the illness. And he's like, you know what?
And by the way, DeMarco Murray, after that 2014, he was never the same.
He's never the same.
He's now an assistant coach standing on the sideline for my Oklahoma Sooners, where he went to school, obviously. But he was quickly done. Yeah, remember he went to Philly.
Went to Philly, stole from them. I mean, and he went somewhere else after that, Skip. And I forget. But he was never. You're right. He was never the same. I just think the thing is, Skip, is that now, because you don't have a solid quarter. I mean, these guys, Skip. Let's be real. They're not going to respect the passing game. They're going to gobble up Zeke, and they're going to force your quarterbacks to beat them throwing the football. Yes, you have quality receivers, CeeDee Lamb and Gallup and Amari Cooper.
Yep.
But do I believe one of those two guys that they're going to start can throw for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and beat me? No. And the Steelers are going to, and Mike Tomlin made it abundantly clear, we're going to stop Zeke. We're putting our attention on Zeke, and we'll tackle Zeke on the way to the quarterback.
Okay, so the story, I can sum up Zeke's story of the year was at Philly in the third quarter. Trevon Diggs made another play.
Yep.
He tracks down a Wentz throw that was a little short and caught it as he entered the end zone.
Right.
Then he ran it back 33 yards to the 31, and here we came. And guess what happened? Feed the beast. And we go Zeke, 9 yards, 6 yards, and 8 yards. And right on schedule, I don't know if he was gassed or if they just wanted to do a quick change of pace, but in comes my man Tony Pollard. And he's okay. He goes 7, then 2, but then 9.
Right.
And all of a sudden, they have set up shop in Eagles territory, and here they come. And they're up 9-7 at this point. And if they cash this one, 16-7, I got a shot.
Feeling good.
Even with DiNucci, I got a shot. Right? If Zeke can just take over the rest of the game with a little help from T. Pollard, okay, then I'm fine. And what happens right on schedule? They bring Zeke back in. He goes for only 2 yards on first down. So now it's 2nd and 8 from the 26-yard line. And they panic and resort to a trick play with Cedric Wilson on a end around trying to throw a pass. Except before he can cut loose, Fletcher Cox just rocks him. And it's -10, and that was the end of the game for the Dallas Cowboys. What does that tell you about how much they don't trust Ezekiel Elliott now?
That too, but Skip, sometimes just because you got a sheet full of plays, that don't mean you got to call them all, Skip. It was like, we got to get it. We practiced it, so we got to get it in this game. That wasn't the time.
Obviously, the theme of the night for Kellen Moore, we can't beat them, so let's trick them. So they were just throwing the whole show at them.
I'm not trying to trick you now because I got something going, Skip. I'm just running the ball downhill. So I'm going to stick with that because I'm in field goal range, Skip.
Hey, but if you had 2016 Zeke, what would be your mantra at that point? Just feed him.
Yeah, but Skip, but you also want 2016 Cowboys offensive line too. Skip, look at those guys. You talking about Cam Irvin. Skip, come on. You saw what Aaron Donald did to him. Aaron Donald went to the Hall of Fame that Monday night against Cam Irvin.
Yep.
Is that his name, Cam Irvin? Cam Fleming?
Cam Irving. They had Cam Fleming last year as a backup.
Yeah, but come on, Skip. And you're right tackle. You playing, Skip, you're starting 2 undrafted guys.
Okay, just watch what San Francisco does tonight. They're decimated in their offensive line. Trent Williams went on the COVID list yesterday. Just watch what they do. Watch what they do with a bunch of backups.
They're gonna have to run the ball, Skip, because they got no receivers, because they got to put a bunch of receivers on.
They're all gone, right? So just watch what Kyle Shanahan can do, doing a whole lot with a little that this team should be doing more of.
Well, that's what Kyle Shanahan, but see, Kyle Shanahan has really never had Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. So he had to get creative in order to move the football.
Yep.
Remember, he built an offense, especially for RG3. RG3 was Rookie of the Year, tore his knee up. He wasn't the same when he came back. He went to Atlanta and started the West Coast offense. Matt Ryan had his best year.
MVP.
Look at what he did for Jimmy G, Nick Mullins, C.J. Beathard. When you don't have the quarterback talent, Skip, you got to get creative.
Yep.
But when you got those quarterbacks, man, get on out there. And people, you convince people, man, look here, man, I'm calling these things up. No, you got Aaron Rodgers. Just like Josh McDaniels had people fooled. Bill O'Brien had people fooled.
Yep.
A lot of people had people fooled thinking they were calling great plays. No, that's Brett Favre, that's Aaron Rodgers, that's Tom Brady, that's Peyton. Look at Adam Gase. Adam Gase got 2 jobs, Skip, because he had people fooled thinking he calling great plays. No, that's Peyton Manning. You ain't calling nothing.
And Peyton always endorsed him publicly.
Yes.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah, because he stayed out of Peyton's way.
Yep, he did.
That's what he did.
Okay, so bottom line to this discussion. Am I going to condemn Jerry Jones for giving Zeke 5 years, $90 million? No, I'm not, or I'd be the all-time hypocrite because I was over here just pounding the desk. Pay the man. You have to pay. He has earned his way to that point, and the market said that's not outrageous. $15 million a year.
Right.
Again, we're talking about Dak making $42 million a year. Okay, but is Jerry getting the bang for his buck that he hoped to? He is not.
No. The market has depreciated.
I would say.
It didn't appreciate it. But Skip, this is a bad matchup for you. You're playing against one of the better run defenses in football.
Yep.
With the banged up, with the offensive line not very good, and Zeke not looking like the Zeke that you remember. So this is not a good matchup for you. Plus, you got a backup to the backup player. No, the backup is out on the COVID list. The backup that you had to him played so bad, it's like, nah, we good. We've seen enough.
So we're fourth string?
Yes.
Well, in a little while on this show, I'm going to make the case that my fourth-string quarterback is going to play much better than you think.
Okay. Make that case.
Yeah.